million kids grow up without a dad. And in Black America, the reality of being fatherless is perhaps most painful. Here's why. Take a look at this with me. The U.S. Census Bureau says 64% of African-American children live in fatherless homes. 64. Here's another number, 72. 72% born to unmarried women, majority of them, again, without a man in their households. And if you ask some black children where their dads are, you might get a reaction like my colleague Don Lemon got. Here you go.
Where's your dad?
Don't really know.
Tell me about that.
He just not around.
Joining me now from New York, two amazing men, two dads, NBA players who will be speaking to about 300 teenage men about precisely this at Rikers Island Jail tomorrow. New York Knicks forward Amari Stoudemire, author of a children's book called Stat, Home Court, and 11-year NBA vet Etan Thomas. He wrote a book called Fatherhood, Rising to the Ultimate Challenge. Gentlemen, welcome. Great of you to stop by and to talk to me about this. But before we talk about why you're going to Rikers Island, what kind of message you want to get across, I just want to get personal, if I may, and just say, did both of you have fathers present in your lives growing up?
Well, my father was present, but he passed away at the age of 12. But it was a split household. My mom lived in New York. My father lived in Florida. I had to travel back and forth with them. So my father was present, but he passed away when I was at a young age.
My parents were divorced when I was about in the first grade, so I grew up in a single-parent household. I had a relationship with my father, but the household was actually by my mother. My mother raised me and my brother.
Okay, so Etan, then let me just throw this one to you. Why Rikers Island, this notorious jail? Why talk to these guys specifically?
Well, these are the guys that I really wanted to write the book for. I wanted to write the book not because I think I'm a fatherhood expert or anything like that, but I wanted it to be inspirational to young men who are growing up without fathers in their home, in single-parent households, who are always tell the negative statistics about how you're going to end up in jail or in prison or a dropout or something like that, and tell them that they don't have to go that way. Now, these men in Rikers, they've made mistakes, but they can correct them, and I want to show them different men in all walks of life, and what I wanted to show in the book, and show them Amari, who, who made the right decisions, and show them Chris Broussard, who made the right decisions, and John Wallace, and we all go there, and we all talk to them about making the right choices in life and how it is possible, no matter what situation you come from.
And let me just jump in and say, we saw this email from one of the corrections officials, a New York Department correction official, who I understand they send out, letters and letters to celebrities, athletes, et cetera, and a lot of them don't come. He talked about the deafening silence after they, ask for people to come. So honestly, hat is off to both of you all for going to Rikers Island to talk to these men. 64%, as we mentioned, of African-American children live without their fathers. And so this foundation says just over half graduate high school in 4 years. Amari, what do you say? How do you fight this?
Yeah, it's awesome that we're doing it, because the platform that we've been placed upon as professional basketball players, and a lot of the youth look up to us to leave them a blueprint for them to try to follow. And so what we're doing is just trying to really encourage the youth to understand that being a father is the ultimate gift that you can even receive in life, is to be able to be a father to your children, and also be, a husband to your family. So we want to make sure that they understand that everything's cool about being a father. There's nothing wrong with it, and accept the responsibility.
But I know that you guys are talking to these young men, some of whom are dads, and I know many people would argue these are dads who've already given up on their own kids, because here they are at Rikers, locked up for a crime they've committed. What about the moms? Because a lot of times these kids, they look to the streets or TV even to learn how to be a man. What do you say to them?
Well, everybody makes mistakes, and nobody's perfect. And just because they made a mistake doesn't mean that their whole life is over. And, I've made many mistakes throughout my life, and Mark attests that he made some mistakes as well. And the point is that learning from the mistakes. So just because they're in Rikers Island right now, they're going to get a chance to come out, and they're going to give a chance to make it right and be there for their kids. Like you said, many of them will have kids of their own. But life isn't over. I just want them to know that they have that ability to change.
Amari, final word. You know, both you guys know there have been all kinds of celebrities and panel discussions and artists who've talked precisely about this sort of fatherless crisis. What do you offer these young men tomorrow that's new? 45 seconds.
Well, we're giving them just a blueprint on what it takes to be successful and how to be a righteous father. And understand that being a father is again the ultimate goal for any man growing up, and as you know, you should really take honor in that and being that king to your family and your wife, and also being that father to your children, because they're the next generation. They're the ones who are going to make this a better country.
No one is perfect. Etan, you're exactly right. These people, you know, no one should give up on these young men. And I really, honestly, kudos to both of you for talking to these guys at Rikers Island tomorrow. Mari Stoudemire and Etan Thomas. Thank you both fathers and NBA ballers as well. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me and watching me here in the CNN World Headquarters in Atlanta. I want to send you now to Washington. Situation Room begins.